Hey dinosaurs, so today I wanted to make a video talking about Black Lives Matter and show my support for the movement. Some people are really against the movement and really want to fight for all lives matter. I don't know why that's even a talking point, because Black Lives Matter is not saying that no one else's lives matter. They're just saying Black Lives Matter as well, and you can't say all lives matter while Black people are being innocently murdered. So I don't even know why that's a conversation that's being had right now, but I completely support the protests. If you're going to a protest, please wear a mask, because we're not out of the woods yet with the virus, so please be as safe as you possibly can. I've also seen a lot of videos on the internet. They don't really show them as much on the news, but they showed some on the news of just police hurting people. And I don't want to say ACAB, because I know that technically people say you can't support a system. If you're working for a system that's corrupt, then you are bad. But I think there's some people that do care and want to make a change, but with the amount of people who are just bystanders and don't do anything in so many situations, it just really conflicts me. I want to believe that there's good in people and that it's not all cops are bad. It's just improper training, maybe more mental health checks need to be had, and it's just really sad. Just the amount of people who have been hurt by this is senseless. And like, we've heard about tons of things in the news. George Floyd, the most recent incident happening, and I hope he rests in peace, and my wishes go out to his family. That it was horrific. I was gonna post a TikTok right after I watched it of me crying, and then I was like, no, what is my intention of doing this? Like, this is not about me crying. Like, even though it is, because it was genuine, I didn't post it because I thought it's not my place to speak, and you know, I will like other people's content on TikTok and support them like that and click share link to help promote their videos, but I didn't feel like I should speak on it. But I've seen a lot of people saying that if you're silent, it's not enough. Like, you can't just be anti-racist, you have to speak out against racism, and I totally agree with that, and I speak out about it on my daily life. Like, if anyone was racist in front of me, I would not be okay with it. I would call them out on their shit, or homophobic, or just bullying. Like, I don't mess with that. But yeah, I never thought about, like, you know, I should speak about it online, and this is messed up. I can't believe this is happening. I've just been doing a lot of research recently, and I mean, of course, you know, some of these things might be like known to people, but even just in BC and Canada, there's the Highway of Tears, where a lot of Native American women have been stolen or murdered, and like, the police don't investigate it very well in BC. And like, people talk about these like Starlight tours where like, basically the police would take a Native person and bring them like up somewhere really far away from their family in the middle of the night, and they would like kill them. And they only found out about it because one Native person had gotten away, and they didn't know that he had a cell phone on him, so he was able to call a taxi and get home, and he told about the Starlight tours. And I'm just like, I don't understand how like a human could do that. Like, that's just, like, I don't understand. And like, the whole system of like, I've seen cases of police officers who file reports against fellow police officers who have done something wrong, and then that police officer who was speaking out against injustice, they end up not getting backup when they need help, or they get rats on their car. And it's just like, I get that people said it was a boys club, like, I've heard that term before, but that's just so messed up. I don't understand why the whole system works like that. And in the US, I believe there's a lot of laws that are different than Canada, but like, you guys have it's called public forfeiture, I believe, or civil forfeiture, where a police officer can stop you and say that the money or the items you have in your car could be involved in like drug trafficking or something illegal. So they can seize your items and take them, and you have to prove that your money wasn't involved in, you know, any sort of drug thing. And there are people who had cash on them to go buy a bike or something, and the police have taken their money, and they couldn't prove that it wasn't involved, because how do you prove that cash wasn't involved in some sort of drug thing? You know what I mean? And it's just really weird. And I'll leave links to a lot of information and a bunch of people who I think are doing a great job at talking about this. A big part of also why I was nervous to speak out is because if people have questions, I'm scared that I won't have the perfect answer or be able to, you know, give you the exact information that you need, because I don't know if I don't think I'm the right person to speak out on this, but I definitely do know that, like, when a police officer has pulled me over, I've never been scared for my life, and I know that's true. And like, I saw this TikTok of this guy who said that he was scared that police were gonna shoot him when he went to grab his registration, so he would put it in the window, like the little thing you flip down for your window, so sun doesn't go, like the visor. And I've never even thought of that, and I just, like, that's never something that like had come to my mind. And like, when I made the realization, like, yeah, because that's not your life experience, that's just like breaks my heart that people do have to think like that. That's just horrible, and I really hope that things can change, and I hope the protests are effective, because it's just crazy that we've been having like the same protests over and over again, and like, people think that it's just over each time, but it's not over. Like, there is ingrained underlying racism in like the foundation of the government, and I don't personally know what I could say to change that or do anything about it. But if I could make one person who was like, oh, the Black Lives Matter people are destroying buildings, it's like, they're not. Like, I don't want to blame them for that. Like, it's been proven that other groups have come in and from out of state to go destroy stuff. It's not the Black Lives Matter people, and they stop people who are trying to like flip over cars. They're not. It's like, people are saying white nationalists are doing it. I've seen videos of police destroying stuff, allegedly, so, and they're in uniform breaking windows, maybe for ventilation. Who knows what they're doing that for, but I don't know. I've seen other people that I don't, or that one guy who was dressed in all black with like an umbrella when no riots had happened at all yet. And it's just like, and I'll link that video as well. It's like, I just don't think it's I think it's, and this is like conspiracy theory, so I don't know, but I think there's like something else at play, and people just want people to think that they're being violent when they're not, to get people to not agree with the movement, because like, the more people who don't agree with it, the easier it is for people at the top to keep getting away with messed up things. And even the fact that Trump like declared for people to like get off of this, I think it was Parliament Hill or something in Washington, and he was like, made everyone get off for him to do the photo op in front of a church. And like, there's this one guy who's a lawyer, I believe his name's Legal Eagle, I'll also leave his video down below, but he did a great job at explaining how like, this is like a huge, you know, threat against, you know, rights as people. Like, you have a right to protest, and the president can't just, you know, get police to shoot rubber bullets and push people with shields to get a photo. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I know that he has to be obviously like not near the crowd because he could get attacked, but you don't disperse a crowd like that, especially when the whole protest is about police brutality. You don't use police brutality to get the people off of the yard, you know? It's really messed up, and I think it's making people realize how messed up everything is. And I think a lot of bad things probably happened that we don't know about, and now we just have cameras to film it, and that's really horrific. Put yourself in other people's shoes and just try and be like the nicest person you can. Like, I never get upset when people are speeding and cut me off, because I'm just like, maybe there's a pregnant woman in their car, or maybe they're late for work, and I'm just like, you know what? It doesn't bother me as long as they didn't hurt me, and hopefully they don't get hurt on the way there, then I guess it's okay. But if there's anything I can do, please let me know. I'll also link, there's a YouTube video or a few videos that you can watch where if you're watching the video and you don't skip the ads, all of the donations will go towards Black Lives Matter and helping people who have been put in prison just for protesting, which is legal. So just like things like that, small businesses that have been destroyed by agitators and not protesters. So please watch those videos, and you can just donate by just leaving a video running on your computer, and I think that's super cool, and I've been doing that a bunch. Sign as many protests as you can, sign as many petitions as you can, and yeah, just use your voice and talk about how you don't support racism. I feel like it's not a hard thing to do, and hopefully I'm being a good ally and explaining everything correctly, and if there's anything that I didn't explain correctly, please just let me know and inform me, and I will definitely change the way I'm speaking or something I said if it wasn't correct. And I'm always trying to learn and be the best person I can be. Do your part and vote if you can. Register to vote. Your vote is the most important thing you can do. It is your voice. It is just as important as your dollar, which I've come to realize how important, like, what brands and money you support is, like, important. Don't support brands that are messed up, like people who just fired people during COVID and don't care about their, you know, employees. Don't support those people. Vote for people who you believe in their ideology, not just your president, but in local elections, because that's where it really matters, the people who are passing bills on the little stuff that get to the top. So that's all I really had to say for this video. Please let me know anything else that I could watch or read to learn more, because I'm really always down to learn more, and I think that there's so much to learn that whenever you said you know everything, you realize you know nothing. So thank you so much for watching me and taking the time to be here, and I'll see you soon, dinosaurs. Bye guys.